Good day, my friends. Welcome to a hazy, smoky, somewhat rainy, thank God, New York City on this Saturday afternoon. Thank you for today. Thank you for being a part of this. So much for us to go over and to delve through over at with whatever the particular preposition is. Let me remind you of a couple of things here that whenever we investigate anything, the more we look at it, the more we find new things that are interesting. It's a fascinating subject. With any investigation, whether it's war, whether it's assassinations, whatever it is, the more you look at it, the more you review it, the more you go back and say, let's see this again. Let's watch this again. Let's find out what exactly this was. The more we learn, it's the most fascinating aspect of this. There's something else which I want to bring to your attention, which is most fascinating. I think exceedingly fascinating. But that's me. That's the way it is. I have always believed, and this is gut feeling. There's gut feeling sort of, and I'm sure you know what we're talking about. There are things that I just feel, and I know for a fact, and I'm going to go, and I can say something that other people will go a little bit further. That's the difference between you and me, because I'm a professional. Here are some feelings. If I were doing the investigation of Charlie, I would tell my team, this is where I'm going, prove me wrong. Anybody that you see on TV is not directly involved in the planning, the shooting, the murder, the dispatch of Charlie. Nobody. Neff, Kolvet, and certainly not Erica. Absolutely, positively, 100% not. To sit there and to say, Ben Shapiro, anybody whose name you see, they're not involved with it. Can you imagine having Ben Shapiro, these big mouths, or Blake Neff, this little twit, being told, now listen, you're going to be a part of this, all right? When this guy goes like this, make sure, bring the truck around, because we're going to hit Charlie. No way. No way. First of all, he would crack under pressure. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't want to get into, I'm sounding sometimes very, very mean in terms of people's personal lives. I don't know if they're, I don't know anything about this. And I don't want to use effeminacy, if that's a word, as a pejorative. I don't want to sit there and say, hey, and also, by the way, the guy acts like a little sissy. That should not be a reason to dispute what he is saying. My point is, these are not killers. These aren't organized crime people. They're not. This was a hit. There's no way around it. We know it. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. Now, who did it? What? Don't know what. We will talk about this. Did you see the wonderful piece with the Roger Waters and our good friend Tucker Carlson? With all that they talk about, about 9/11, and I have, believe me, I have been with this for 25 years. We still don't know who did what. Still don't know. You could say Israel, you could say Arab, you could say Saudi Arabia, you could say whatever. It's the quicker the response, the more I'm suspect of it. So let me just explain this, all right? With all this business. The real people who were involved, the real people, the people who were actually the ones who planned it, they used to call the mechanics or the engineers, the mechanics, the jackals, the actual hit team, the people responsible for it. Usually most ex-military, because they're into precision, they're following orders, and they don't have any kind of compunction with this. You want somebody who understands what it means to get the job done. I'm serious about this. Somebody who's not going to be questioning, somebody's not going to say, was this worth it? No, you want somebody who follows orders. And the military are the best. the military / organized crime / whoever these are. Now, the professional people, the mechanics, the jackals, the ones who really get, they hate the fact that they have to have these idiots and these jerk-offs on TV giving their view of what happened every 5 minutes. And they are furious with this. They're saying, who are these people? Tell them to shut up. We can't tell them to shut up. Why? Because you have been enlisted to involve yourself in a job where all these other people are talking, making it worse. If this were a real gangster kind of a, think Soviet Union after the fall, or think very serious Middle Eastern, where it's kind of like less law and order, these people would be themselves removed. They would say, you're calling attention to what we're doing. It's almost worse than ratting us out, calling attention to us. Does that make sense to you? Every time Blake Neff talks, or any of these people, the real folks, the real mechanics, the real people involved in this are saying, I can't believe they're still doing it. And I also, so there's a lot of stuff here. Just put that on the shelf. I also don't understand, where is the defense team? Who are they? We don't even know. Where is Nestor? I'd be all over this. I've got people doing work. I've got video of my client, and you haven't even, ostensibly, maybe they have and we don't know. But everybody keeps saying, no, nobody reached out for me. This is inconceivable. You've got video. You've analyzed video of a case where I'm trying to get this guy off. Let me see it. I don't care who you are. But no, Barnes and these other lawyers go, oh, no, you can't do that. This is ridiculous. I see. So I don't understand this. Who are these people talking? I would put it this way. If I were TPUSA, I would say, I don't have anything to say. Pending the adjudication of this particular matter, I don't do anything to cause any kind of inadvertent confusion. So count me out. Oh, no, not them. Oh, no. They're on TV, and every time that Baron or Candace or Colin or Fredo or whoever or Ian, anytime somebody comes forward with another case, Valhalla, with this, with third, the people involved in this are thinking, we've never had anything like this before. And the last time we saw this was maybe JFK, because the real contractors, the real mechanics, the engineers, the jackals, the one who actually did the wet work, the actual pulling triggers and being, but they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Normally you do your job and you get out. But now, because of the internet, and forget Vietnam, JFK, or Vietnam for the matter, it's a different story. Okay, what are we saying? What am I saying? What am I rambling about? What am I talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about, and this is a very, very important thing. And it's very, very critical, and I want to bring this to your attention. I want to bring this to your wherewithal. Let me tell you one that I heard this week. Please forgive me. I'm going to give as much attribution as possible, and I will do everything I can to do it. I don't know how good I am, but this came up. Did you see this? This was on, I think it was, what was this, News Nation, I think? Yeah, News Nation. News Nation more and more is actually growing a pair of balls. Now, the guy on the left is this fellow who says he killed bin Laden. I'm going to say something right now. I have no reason to believe or disbelieve. This story has never seemed right to me. This story has never seemed right. You would never catch me on TV with my family telling people, yeah, I killed bin Laden, me. You get somebody, some true believer running around some mall. You forget, they're very patient. A couple of years later, somebody comes up to you, are you the man who killed bin Laden? Pow. Why are you saying this? Why would somebody who really dispatched the leader of this, why would you tell people, this is what I look like? I'm going to be at the mall, my new book, I Killed bin Laden. I don't understand that. I don't get it. See, I am old school. Listen to me. It's like I'm a killer. You would not know me. You would not hear of me. You would not ever hear me on TV being ex-CIA. Never. Ex-undercover cop. What? And risking that I might inadvertently undo an actual investigation by going on and talking to people about this. Somebody might say, wait a minute, isn't that the guy that wait a minute, that's the guy that we dealt with, right? Is he's CIA? He's CIA? Yeah. That's the strangest thing in the world. Because I remember the guy that we worked, wait a minute. The fellow that we talked, he's still in here. I would be afraid of inadvertently hurting, risking, perhaps damaging the possibility of somebody's life, current status. Does that make any sense to you? So I just don't, I don't, first it was a wrestling the shoot videos. Remember that? Kayfabe was so guarded, the reality, the truth regarding professional wrestling. And then they came out of the woodwork. Then Michael Franzese and others, hang on a minute. This will straighten up a little bit. Let me see if I can, let me get rid of this. I know, hang on a minute. This is very, very strange, my friends. There we go. Let me check my activity machine. That's very good. My activity one tells me, yeah. I always like to close down. Life's like that. Close down as many things. If you've got too many windows open, ask yourself, why are we doing this? Why do we have so many windows open, as it were? In any event. So I digress. Let's go through this very quickly. And I want you to hear this. The guy on the left killed bin Laden, and the one on the right is some general, and the guy in the middle is somebody who wants to be a big newsman on News Nation. Okay, now watch this very carefully and listen to how far we've come. Okay, listen to how far we've come. This should be better now, right, my friends? I know. This was very strange before, but I hope, is it better now? Can you see the unblurred version of this? Give me a 5x5. Come on, give me a 5x5. Before we continue, yes? I don't know what that means. Can you see now? I'll wait a second. Oh, wait a second. Can you see? Should be better now. There's a bit of a lag. Okay, good. Somebody writes, yes. Thank you, 5x5. Thank you. Yes. Yes, what? Ha. Okay. Watch this and look at the significance of this. And I will, of course, stop this at the point where you will scream.
Rob, you know what you're talking about. That's why we had you on. You know about ballistics. You shot bin Laden.
I'm sorry. I got to tell you something. You buying this? I know. Everybody says it. But it's like, I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I just wonder sometimes.
About ballistics. You shot bin Laden. What bothers you the most about this investigation?
Thanks for having me, Rob, and good to see you, General Holt.
You too.
A lot of things bother me. It bothers me about this. Nothing in particular. It's not like I'm out there saying big lie or conspiracy or someone did it. I'm just saying I've been in a lot of shootings. I've killed more than a handful of people, and this thing looked shady off the bat. I mean, I've killed people closer than I saw the camera, and I've never seen a shirt move like that. That looks like an explosion to me. Just the fact that no one started doing first aid to Charlie Kirk, they were more concerned about getting SIM cards out of cameras, removing cameras, and then getting him off the X somehow. There didn't seem a lot of concern for his life. It seemed like just clean it up, and then, I mean...
Let me stop about this right now, okay? First, a lot of what he's saying has nothing to do with his expertise as a former killer and assassin of bin Laden. He's throwing too much stuff out there. Too much stuff that has nothing to do with his expertise was. But what he said was, we're going to go back and watch this again. I want you to hear this. He basically is giving credence to the exploding microphone theory. That's what he's doing. I've never seen a shirt act like that. Whoa, there you go. So let's watch this very carefully.
Full of people, and this thing looked shady off the bat. Now watch this. I think I missed this. I want you to hear everything, all right? I want you to hear everything. It bothers me about this. Nothing in particular. It's not like I'm out there saying big lie or conspiracy or someone.
Wait a minute. He is saying big lie, and he is saying a conspiracy because this is what he's saying. Don't run from that. Don't run from calling it what it is. It is a big lie. It is a conspiracy. meaning 2 or more people involved in some kind of nefarious cabal. That's it. Don't rob. Don't hedge. Don't hedge what you're betting. Okay. You got it.
I'm just saying, I've been in a lot of shootings. I've killed more than a handful of people, and
this is where they're bragging. This is another thing too, where you're talking about human life, and a lot of real. Put it this way: this is the Sean Ryan phenomenon. Everybody wants to go on TV and try to be the bigger killer, the bigger Rambo. A lot of folks did their job very, very seriously. Oh, became part of that sniper thing too, by the way. It's SEAL Team 6. And they just don't, I killed a lot of people. I killed them. Saw their brains turn to mist. Yeah, okay, all right. Oh, by the way, this is News Max. Pardon me, I thought this was News Nation. What the hell is the difference anyway?
Looked shady off the bat. I mean, I've killed people closer than I saw the camera, and I've never seen a shirt move like that.
Now, what does that mean? I've never heard a shirt move like that. This is the exploding microphone. This is the microphone theory and its antecedents, or its subsequent theories. It is this thing. Remember this one? Either the necklace, the lavatier. This is Candace Owens. This is Candace Owens specifically. He is validating, at least in that particular realm, if you will, of explication.
Explosion to me. Just the fact that no one started doing first aid to Charlie.
Now, that has nothing to do with your expertise, by the way, as a SEAL team or whatever you are, as a killer. That's weird, but that does not. That has nothing to do with. He's just throwing a lot of things out there, but not performing first aid doesn't mean they could just be incompetent, oafish rubes who are not involved in anything. They're just incompetent.
They were more concerned about getting SIM cards out of cameras, removing cameras, and then getting him off the X somehow. There didn't seem a lot of concern for his life. It seemed like just clean it up. And then, I mean, I've been told they paved it over a couple of days later.
Yes.
Then you get Erica Kirk behind all the razzle-dazzle, and she's really quick to forgive the alleged shooter, which...
Now, hold it. This guy is really, 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 really going far beyond. This is Newsmax. This is Chris Ruddy. This is a guy who's like, wow, man, did you clear this guy? You're bringing up who? Did you hear this? You're daring to go after the widow? Wow. I mean, he's covering everything. He's a good guest because he's doing 1,000 different subjects, none of them involving his expertise as an assassin.
Technically, he says that was him because I forgive him, but that you can't forgive Candace Owens for having an opinion or asking questions, and they mock.
Wow, on Newsmax. Whoa. You understand this? Candace Owens is the pariah. And look at this guy. Look at Kendall here in the minute. He's like, what? They're probably talking to him in his ear, in his IFB. Let it go. Let it go.
By saying, oh, I'm just asking questions. Yeah, I'm a SEAL Team 6 sniper. I'm asking a lot of questions. No one wants to answer them.
And you're able to ask these questions because you've been there. General, same to you.
Well, what is it? Wait, no. He's not asking questions about Candace because he's been there. You see this? This is where people just talk shit. They don't really think about what they're saying. They just figure, I'm here, I got a suit on, and I can just do it. No. And do you have to have 3 people on the same time? Do you have to have this general? Do you think this seriously? Do you think the general, who do you think is going to give you the best interview? The general, like one of those what's his name? Jack Kane or Jack Meoff or whatever his name is, the one who's one of these Institute for the Study of War. They always feel obligatory to have somebody on, even though the guy's a lousy guest. You know, Rambo was doing a good job. Now we got Baldy in the suit. I don't know.
So this rifle, this 30-06, it's a powerful rifle.
Thank you.
What do you make of this narrative that the bullet might have hit Charlie's spine, which would explain why the damage wasn't what you would typically see with a rifle like that from that range?
Okay, watch this.
No, that's not what happened. And this is the thing that hurts here is, and what bothers me the most out of it.
Wait, did you say
First of all, what's this shit on the wall? What is that? I got that sword on the left? I don't want to leave. What is that thing in the back? Looks like a harp, looks like a yak bladder, and a bow and arrow thing, and a football helmet. He's got everything covered there, as opposed to my bric-a-brac here.
You don't think that's what happened?
Absolutely not. I'm with Rob. Something exploded on him.
Whoa! Oh! Two heroes, two military people. This is it. Hello. So, still think Candace is full of shit? Huh? Still think she's full of shit? What do you think Kolvet and Neff are going to be thinking? Like, oh my God. They made it sound like Candace is, is just pulling it out of thin air. No, it's not. It makes complete and total sense. Whoa. Hello, everybody. Whoa. Do I hear a whoa?
But I don't have to get into the details because I'm not in a court of law having to prove a darn thing. Here's what bothers me is there are millions of vets with Rob's training. Training in combat arms as low as mine is. I'm a pilot. But we have enough training to know better than the garbage that was foisted upon us from the Justice Department that day, where they seemingly solved the case in about 8 hot seconds. And we know better. You're not going to take a 30-06 with a kid who's never killed anybody up onto a roof. He takes his first life and does all the things that Rob says he did. So what bothers me, Rob, in all of this is that they know that we know better, and yet they foist this as the narrative and the parable anyway.
Now, let me stop right now. I cannot believe. Don't be surprised if you never see these two guys again. If they slip through. Chris Ruddy knows about this. Chris Ruddy does this. He knows this because they want to be they're gunning for. Newsmax is trying to gun for Fox News. That's what they want more than anything else. They want to be Fox News. And Fox News would never even get near this. So let me tell you, it's like after a while, it just sort of happens. You say, wait a minute, hold it. And remember, it doesn't matter who these people are or where they're from. The fact is, this is being said. The very fact that Roger Waters is talking about 9/11, the fact that people like Richard Gage and Richard Gage in particular, who've been talking about this for 25 years. Do you see what's happening? Sometimes things all of a sudden just break through. They cross that blood-brain barrier. They just get beyond the resistance and finally go, okay, let it out. All right, yes. It's bullshit. And then all these people like Lara Trump, what's the matter with you talking about the conspiracy theory? Lara, we got the guy who killed, who whacked bin Laden, and a general? Are they conspiracy theorists as well? You see what happens when you let hacks, I don't know Lara Trump. Lara just wants to be a star. Lara is Erica Trump. Erica Trump. Erica Kerr. It's one of these. She wants to be, by God, I don't want to be just Eric's wife. I've got something. I'm hot. I'm in great shape. You know what I mean? I'm smart. Ivanka says, screw this. I'm out to lunch. Don Jr.'s wife wants to have nothing to do with this. Don Jr. says, come on, honey, you want to go to, you just married this woman, right? Whatever, Bettina. Come on, you want to go to Provo? You want to sit during the preliminary hearing? No. You want me to go and be with Eric? Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. I don't know. You see how these people all act deep down inside. Everybody just wants to be a poser. We're busting our ass telling you the truth. We're not going anywhere, especially with my good looks today, huh? You like my beautiful hairdo? I think I had a hat on wrong or something. I look like Keith Richards on a bad hair day. You know what? I don't care about that. I'm going to talk about the truth. I'm not trying to be some movie star. I want to tell the truth. That's the difference between us and them. You got what I'm saying? And when you have these people, either Chris Reddy screwed up and never checked these people out, or Chris said, we're going with this. Why? Because the bullshit meter has gone too far. Nobody's buying this. You see, it's different. Let me just say this. It's different to say the story doesn't work versus it's Israel or it's Al-Qaeda or it's whatever. The who is different. That's easy. This is not, you're not, in murders, you don't have all of these missing pieces. And also, you don't have the hit team who say, are you watching this? They're probably on the phone. Are you watching this? Yeah. Who are these people? They told us this was going to be a clean job. They told us this was going to be a clean job. And now we've got all these people talking about how terrible it was. Who did the exploding microphone? What was that all about? You told us. And the last thing in the world I want to do is piss off the people who did this, because they're going to be worried about covering their own ass. And if they think that you're opening your big mouth, see, this would go away if people said, I don't know. That would have been the end of it. Candace would have said her thing. Listen, as much as we love Candace, and we do, not everybody who watches Fox News would watch her. But because these people say, "Ooh, I got to go out there. I got to get that couch group on Fox and Friends to have Kayleigh McEnany. She and others are going to be talking about this as conspiracy theories. Do you see where I'm going? I know I'm spewing at a mile a minute because my brain is on fire. We don't see this. We live in a world where you can't hide this stuff anymore. You can't hide this. And let me tell you something. Between all of the aforementioned, between Candace and Barron and others, and just go down the list, these are civilians. As great as they are, this is so obvious. These are civilians. Civilians using the tools that are available to them as civilians. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is not, Baron Coleman is not the FBI. He's not CIA. He's not NSA. He's a civilian. And yesterday, he is finding out, did you see this? When we talked about this? Before September the 10th, people in D.C. were looking up Tyler, James, whatever, Robinson. How do you find that? By using the tools that Google provided. It's the most incredible thing in the world. See, this is where we need to go. This is where we have to go and tell people, listen, friends, I know you don't want to hear this. I know people think it's bullshit. I know it bothers them. Nobody likes conspiracy theories and people out there killing. And I know you've been told to laugh at it, but it's real. Not all the time. Oh, a lot of times it's complete and total horseshit. But that's not the case here. This was a professional job. Somebody somewhere used technology or something which nobody even knew about. And apparently it worked effectively. Anyway, this believe me, we've got so much great stuff. This is just the beginning. By the way, corrected English. Thank you, dear heart. Watch this.
Why would you do that?
Well,
why would you do that in a circus where there's so many of us who are already going to go, well, that's not exactly what happened at all?
Lee Harvey Oswald, 1963 in Dallas.
I
think a lot of people never thought something like that could happen again, because now everybody's got a cell phone, everybody's got a camera, except for this day in September. In general, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to that.
Well, thank you very much. I hate that. Well, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. What does that mean? That means I think you're full of shit, and I'm going to defend your right to say it. Come on, man.
There is this narrative, Rob, about this gun. Again, tell everyone at home about this rifle, this 30-06, that Tyler Robinson would have had to take apart, get up onto the roof, put back together, and then he apparently jumped off the roof with it. And then he was seen.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this drool. Hi, I'm Tyler Robinson. Duh. Duh. Look at me. I'm the assassin. Duh.
Apparently at a steakhouse right down the road, not that long after this assassination took place. It all just sounds completely. It just is. It's hard to believe, is what it is. And I hope we find out the truth in court. Rob, the floor is yours.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, the screwdriver that probably wouldn't have worked to take it apart or put it together in the first place was left on the rooftop anyway. So he jumped off the roof and put it back together without the screwdriver that probably didn't work anyway, put it back together, wrapped it up, and put it nicely in a bunch of trees, and then ran off and started texting someone like English was a second language. I mean, the whole thing is just shady.
That's good.
30-06 is 30 caliber invented
That's
in
good.
06. It's 1906 to kill big game. And if you hit something in the spine, especially a human, I've shot ballistic gelatin all the time. I've never shot a human with 30-06, but I know it would do a lot more than that. If it was just a 30-06 shooting too, that went left to right, not from front to back. You can clearly see an exit wound on Charlie Kirk's left-hand side. And then it just...
Wait a minute. See what they're doing? See what they're doing? Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you hear this? They're calling it an exit wound. They're calling this an exit wound. They're calling this... Have you heard this as an exit wound? I never did that. I never heard it. They thought that was the wound. They want you to think that this is Tyler. He shoots from the front. He comes in, and boom, that's it. They're saying exit wound. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Are you listening to this? This changes everything. Exit wound is coming in from this way. Huh? Exit wound? Exit wound? What? Huh? That's why you never saw an exit wound back here in the neck. Because it didn't come from the front. It came from the side. That's it. That's another magic bullet. That's the end of it. Sometimes there are facts that you can't absolutely get beyond. Let me give you an example. Going back, this is the one that kills me. Remember that here's this is a JFK limousine. I know, it's to scale and so realistic. Anyway, it's going this way. Lee Harvey Oswald's back here, right? There's JFK. Bang. This is where the bullets are coming. Why? Because he's back here as it's moving this way. Guess what they found in the windscreen or the windshield? A bullet, a round coming this way. That is the conspiracy. That fact ends everything. One little fact, one little oops, that's it. This ends everything. Exit wound? So not only is the gun bullshit, not only is the story bullshit, not only is they picked the wrong gun, everything, it's an exit wound. And if it's an exit wound, yeah, what are you finding inside that throat? These 7 or so, oh, hear that? Oh my God. Oh, shut up, for the love of God. Turn that damn thing on. It's this flood watch. You know what I used to have when I used to carry a beeper? Remember beepers? Somebody would say, hey, is that a beeper? I said, no, it's an asshole detector. And it works. Anyway, let that go. Because you think, what was that? What was that? It was a warning. It was a warning. Focus on this. It's a warning? I hit a warning one time. Are the French fries ready? Whoa. Take it easy. All right? It'll be all right. Okay. Left to right, exit wounds. This is Newsmax. Hello. Hello.
Why are we supposed to believe everything we see on TV? Shut up, believe it. That's the narrative. No, it's not.
Because you're on Newsmax, schmuck. Look at the guy in the middle. Somebody's going to get him off. Who picked this asshole? Because you're on TV. What do you think this is now? What do you think this is? What, telepathy? Crystal ball? Necromancy? You're on cable TV. This is run from a guy named Chris Ruddy, who, by the way, was giving us this latest speech on anti-Semitism. Was like, would you let that shit go? Would you stop it? Why don't you just have, the race car drivers have, Haviland, just have Israel or something so that we know. Stop lecturing. But this is your channel? Good for you. You will never see these two again.
SEAL Team 6 sniper with the sniper school in 1998. I'm telling you.
Such a good point. Final question, General, to you. There was this guy in the media, and the FBI just labeled him a wacko. This guy, George Zinn. This is the 71-year-old guy who immediately after it happened jumped out and said that he shot Charlie Kirk. And in the moments, the aftermath, I was here in the newsroom, we thought it was this guy. And the FBI even said, we got our guy. Yeah. Why would someone make that claim in a situation
because
like
it's Cash
that? I know
Patel.
that you don't have the answer to that, General, but it just was very bizarre.
No, but there's been a lot of reporting that he's got an interesting past all unto himself, and he's been at several scenes of the crime needs to be looked into. I'm more interested in a gentleman named Zach Qureshi, who it was tweeted out, well, we got our guy. They didn't name him at the time. We got our guy. And then 90 minutes later, oh, we don't got our guy. Well, that's 90 minutes that a real killer could have fled the scene. But if you're going to tell me that Tyler Robinson, with his background, is that cold-hearted a killer that he can do all the things that were just reported, and then he's going to show up at a restaurant and go, totally good now. I'm sorry. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and hand the defense team all of the evidence so that they can get their continuance for the probable cause hearing, because that's not normal either. So follow the normal, boring steps to a murder investigation.
Yes.
And just follow them transparently for the country, because it's high interest.
And again,
we'll all be fine, and we'll stop asking questions.
This is just, for me, it's just about the truth. And we're just asking these questions. You know, we didn't
Oh,
get the
stop
truth
it.
in 1963. They killed Lee Harvey Oswald, and then they killed Jack Ruby. So we never got the truth. And I feel like it just keeps happening, and we don't want it to happen again.
They killed Jack Ruby?
You talk
Jack
about
Ruby
Butler,
had
Pennsylvania.
cancer.
Rob, I have so many questions about Butler, Pennsylvania, and we're now coming up on the 2-year.
Wait a minute. See, he screwed up. Jack Ruby had cancer. Jack Ruby had cancer. Does he know what he's saying? You think Chris Roddy's saying, what's going on here? Background, friends, background, moving back. In certain types of cases, you have to look at what are we talking about. In murder, you get into things like wind, weather, instrumentation, ballistics, damage, powder deposition, close contact, all of that stuff. DUIs, you get into blood alcohol levels. Did you use the intoxilizer or the intoximeter? Did he wait 15 minutes before you gave the test? Was he chewing gum? Does he have dyspepsia? Is there anything about his saliva that would have been more alkaline? You bring in, did you have any radio interferences? Were there people using walkie-talkies? Oh, one time we had all these DUI, these cases invalidated because somebody realized that with the Smith & Wesson version, a walkie-talkie could throw things off. So this gets very boring. It gets very minutia related. This is good police work in prosecution. And everything that Candace et al. Are doing, over al is, wait a minute. All right, feel better now? Of course you do, Grandma. Now sit down. This is the stuff that makes the case come alive. This is where it's at. It's not things like, Kolvet met with this one. Every case, J. Edgar Hoover, the 9/11 case, the 9/11, it's going to be things like getting experts, architects and engineers for 9/11 truth. What, it was like 2,000 of these people from all over the world, experts in this? See, this is amazing. Why did the people who did this, why didn't they cover their tracks better? Why are they allowing? Why don't the word pick up the phone? Let's say I'm one of the jackals. I'm one of the mechanics. I'm one of the guys who did this. I was the one who because somebody gave Charlie, if it's a microphone, if that's it, could be, it's a hypothesis, but if it was, somebody fixed him. Somebody and had to do it in a right way. If it's a shaped charge, you don't want to go in the wrong way. You don't want to be upside down and some poor schmuck having his, popcorn gets a load of buckshot, whatever this stuff is. So somebody somewhere had to do it. Who was that? All of that goes away by letting it go away. By letting it go away. But they don't do this because the people who did this never coordinated. In the real world, somebody would pick the phone up and say, do me a favor. I want you to get every one of these assholes at TPUSA and say, you are not going to talk about this anymore. Because I got a lot of pissed off people here who could take any of yous out like that because they're getting upset because this wasn't a part of their deal. You're now, and who in the hell is Baron Coleman? What is going on here? Do you see where this is going? This is fabulous stuff. UFO writes, by the way, thank you for your kindness. Dale Carnegie's "No One Ever Kicks a Dead Dog" couldn't come at a better time. When they started attacking Candace Owens, Ian Carroll, etc., it was enough for me, and I started paying attention. Thank you. Oh, that's always part. Listen, this is my nature. This is who I am. This is who I am. The saying that makes the most sense to me is, you only get flack when you're over the target. If something matters, if something really matters to you, something really important, if something is really critical, you are only going to have people bother you if you are involved in something that's the truth. Nobody ever cares about whether Elvis is alive or Bigfoot or even crop circles, and they should. They should. Ask yourself, disabuse yourself, common sense, cleanse your palate, clear your mind. Why should a story that is given have so many holes in it? This sounds nuts. I've got more to go over with you, but I want you to hear me out. In Assassin's School, they're going to be talking about this. They're going to say, how do you pick the person to be the patsy? The first rule is you're going to have 2 shooters that day. Well, actually 3. You've got the patsy, maybe with a decoy. Maybe he's got a rifle. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. You have the person doing the actual shooting. And then you've got the person who takes out the patsy. Immediately. If indeed he was on the roof, it would have been like butter. That's it. Got him. Hey, you're a hero. Got the guy who did that. Too late, though. Damn. You make sure this guy would have been walked. Let me say this again to you. Follow what I'm saying. If I'm running this, and this is my show, this is my hit, so to speak, I'm going to make sure I'm going to pick somebody to follow this guy. You hear what I'm saying? You're going to follow him. And I guarantee you that when he's done doing what he's doing, somebody would have taken him out somewhere or thrown him into a van. They would have picked him up, kidnapped his ass, and that's it. Even better. Of course, he would have never seen the light of day, but this guy who's walking back and forth, going to a Dairy Queen, going to another one was Dairy Queen, something else, a Chick-fil-A or something, and then a steakhouse, he had to be stopped. This is, and I hate to say this, but ask yourself, doesn't it make sense? This is Assassination 101. Who let this guy walk around? All right, Beth Paris, you keep an eye on him. You got him? Yeah. You ready to go? You got the van? Yeah. He's walking. We got him. Moondog. We've got Axel Grind. Get him. All of a sudden, the van pulls up. You throw him in. Take off. Gone. Done. Finished. Through. He ain't here no more. He ain't here. We'll never find out. Even better. Who needs somebody? No gay lover. The best line this fellow said was that he sounds like English is a second language. What, ChatGPT? Commas in a text message? This guy was, and now he's writing commas? Do you see what I'm saying? So if you're involved, if you're in a hit, make sure that you think about this ahead of time. Because if I would have done it, it's terrible to say, you would have not known anybody. It would have been, well, we don't even know. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Why do you always have to catch somebody? Why do you always have to catch somebody? Then you read the manifesto, and then you read about how about all those people who did the school shootings? How about all these people? But either way, it's done. I promise you, if you say, well, we don't know, or you find the guy, and you find him in a field, and they make it look, you do it, and you put the gun in the hand, and you know how they do this. You know what I'm talking about. And that would have been it. Well, but no, he's still talking. And then somebody is saying, excuse me, yeah, hi, I'm a professional hitman. Who in the hell is Baron Coleman? Yes. Why is he talking about Fort Huachuca? Who's Candace Owens? Excuse me. What this isn't. Why are these people getting away with this? How are people getting away with this? Okay, I've talked too much. I apologize. I am taking him far too. You got to understand something. This is why Newsmax never had me. I can't shut up. I live and breathe this. I can't. It's the greatest story in the world. I know somebody who's talking about the Strait of Hormuz every day, and I swear to God, I want to take my life. It's like, would you stop with the Strait of Hormuz? There's nothing new. Well, the Bab el-Mandeb. Shut up with that. This is boring. This is real life. This is a whodunit. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Let me go, because I don't love you anymore. Let's go back to this one. How about this feller? Remember this dude? This is a guy. His name is David Hull. Let's go back. And by the way, let's just go through some of these stories. Just listen to the story. Some of the times when people lie and make stuff up, a story just to say, you did what? You did what? Let me go back before I forget. In the Kennedy case, the bull in the front, that was the end of the story. That was a conspiracy. Remember the Hillside Strangler? Remember Bono and Bianchi? When Kenneth Bianchi was under hypnosis and he said, yes, and I reached my hand out. And he took something, and somebody watching him said, he's lying. He doesn't have multiple personality because in hypnosis, you don't do this. It's the little things that make up. I told you about the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory, the story about Max Stoyer, how he blew the whole case apart by realizing that this woman who, granted, was there, memorized the whole story. All right. And Lara Trump right now is saying, how'd I look? We don't care how you look. It's what you're saying. Does this make any sense to you, Lara? Does this matter to you? No. Lara, you're a smart woman, I guess. Yeah. You're being this. Why are you weighing into this? You're the wife of a billionaire, of the president. Why are you doing this? Because I want fame. Stephen Salty says a nail in the coffin or a screwdriver in the roof. Very good, sir. Thank you. And Kitty Meow says, you're on a roll today. Entertainment at its best. Well, thank you. Let's go back to this doofus. I mean it seriously. Thank you. Let's go to our friend David Hull. Listen to this story.
So when he's first spotted on
That's
campus,
not him.
He has different clothing.
That's not him. Forgive me. This is a guy. There we go. This is the dude.
And then he changes clothing on the roof.
Now stop right there. Go back. And who is this woman on the left? Can I ask you something? Anybody here deaf? I said, anybody here deaf? I'm sorry. That's not funny. I didn't mean to do. I'm not joking about that. I'm not joking. Why? Who is this? Who is this Wicked Witch of the West? Why do you have to do this? Why did you say he took off his clothing? Why do they have these people who are? Have you noticed this? Are they trying to say? Just tell me what happened. No, go. Hey, stop it! Don't editorialize. Just tell me what happened. Look at this. This woman should be doing like reading time at the public library. What the hell is this? Anyway, let's watch this. And here's old David Hull. And look at old Tex there. Oh, look who's in the middle. That's right, Cockeye. There he is. Over here. Wall-eyed. Hey, Cash, over here. No, over here. One place you don't want to go with Cash is skeet shooting. Pull. No, Pash. Oh, sorry. Look, I don't want to make fun. Let me explain something. I'm not in any way trying to make the guy might have diplopia, nystagmus, strabismus. I don't know what it is. I'm not. Don't ever think. I would be so cheap and so base as to make fun to do eye jokes. Okay. Remember what they told Cash, if you don't stop it, you'll go blind. He says, can I do it till I need glasses? All right, my friends, let's go back. Now let's watch this again. All right. Check out the Wicked Witch of the West here. Who is this? Brunhilde with she's scaring me.
So when he's first spotted on campus,
Look at
he
this.
has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing
what's he
on the
look-
roof.
He changes clothing on the roof,
And then changed back into that clothing at some point, so
Why?
that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting here at UB. And again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening.
What?
I wasn't born until 1975, but I know that things were really dark in the late 60s. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Yeah, great. He was born when I was a junior in high school.
Some of you, I know some of you were there, but this is our moment.
Huh?
Do we escalate or do we find an off ramp?
What's he talking about? Where's Crazy Woman there? And by the way, did you see when they were talking about changing clothes? Did you notice this? When they said, and he changed his clothes, and she was going like this. What is this, changing clothes? What the hell was this? I don't think remember there was a woman in Tampa, by the way. Tampa police hired this woman, and she was faking this. She was doing all this jazz, and they had to fire her because she couldn't do it. And somebody said, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you hire her? He says, how the hell do I know? Who lies about being deaf? This woman does. Anyway, let's watch.
And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice.
Could we clarify that the release of those enhanced images at 8 p.m. in timeline that Director Patel gave us led to
Look at Patel. He hasn't moved.
between those two events?
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is that
And by the way, do you ever wonder who are these jadrules? Who's text there in the back with a hat? Who is he? What is he? He probably thinks this hat looks cool. No, it doesn't. What are you? What are you? Not Matlock. Marshall Dillon? What is this crap?
that through some process, the family came to know that this had happened.
One more thing, Governor. Could you just clarify the clothing issue you mentioned?
The clothing. Listen to this.
Correct. Yes. So
Listen.
when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on.
Well, how different? A hat, a t-shirt, different shoes, specified. Numbnuts.
And then he changes clothing on the roof.
Why? Why don't you want to change your clothing behind a tree? Someplace where he's on the clothing. I'm changing my clothes. Why? Okay, I know these retarded, but why?
And then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting.
Why?
Here at UB.
Does this
So-
make any sense to you? Is this look at her? I love this. Let's just watch. Now seriously, remember, watch what what is he doing? Good evening. Anyway, watch this. Our good friend, Tony says, it's intentionally sloppy, so thinkers focus on this, not the mounting disasters and catastrophes in the pole shift. Ooh. Or they could just be stupid. Remember, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. But by the way, check this out. Now watch this. I think normally if somebody, listen, I'm no expert, but I think when somebody says, and he went there and he combed his hair, which I have to, I don't know what the hell this thing is. Anyway, comb your hair, put on clothes, normally, eat, drink, you can use your imagination. Like this. Anyway, different things you can do. Let's watch this and tell me, what does this have to do with changing your clothes? With all due respect to my Amisland friends.
So when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on. And
Different clothing. What? Look at this face. What is this? What is she doing?
and
She's eating. Now he's eating? He's eating.
changes clothing on the roof.
I didn't do it. I'm on the roof.
Changes clothing on
Slow
the
down.
roof. On
Doesn't
the
she look
roof.
like she's saying something? I didn't do it. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What are you talking about? I didn't do this. I think that is the funniest. See, let me see if I can explain something to you. Maybe this might make sense. When I point something out that is funny, it shows you how absurd it is. It is absurd. And we laugh because one of the greatest ways of saying something is absurd is to say, this is stupid, and you're insulting me. You're insulting me and all of us by telling us this cockamamie story, which simply doesn't make any sense. That's what we're talking about. And that's why so many of you find it funny. Kitty Kitty Meow says, Broomhilda and the clothing change. Ha ha ha, OMG, I'm dead. So glad I do it. Thank you. Oh my God. Let's watch. We got another one here too. And let me remind you of something which I'm going to bring to your attention. And I brought this up yesterday, and this is still the genius that is, of course, Jimmy Dore, and the genius that is Jimmy Dore and Tucker Carlson. Remember this one. Remember this absolute bit of brilliance. Let me see. It's a slow in the uptake here.
Every American should watch this. You have to swallow so much stuff to believe the story that the establishment is pushing for Charlie Kirk's assassination. So this guy finds the open stairwell. It's an open. Nobody's there. He brings the gun up, but it's too big, so he has to take it apart and put it in his backpack. Still too big for his backpack, so he has to put it down his pant legs, is what they tell. But then if he did, he couldn't go up the steps because he couldn't bend his knees. So I don't know how he got it up there. Nobody will tell me. So he gets up there, and then he changes his clothes. He's up on top of that roof for 10 minutes. That's according to the governor. He was up there for 8 to 10 minutes. Nobody sees him. The cops don't see him. The $1 million security team doesn't see him. Nobody sees him except people in the crowd did see him. And they don't tell you that. People, just like in Butler, Pennsylvania, people in the crowd saw him. Guess who didn't see him? The cops, the local cops, the state cops, the Secret Service. Yes! People see him. So, and then he puts the gun together. He lines up the shot, puts a scope on it. By the way, if that scope was on it, he couldn't fire that gun because of the safe. Anyway, so he lines it up, takes the shot, hits it perfectly. Takes the gun apart, leaves the screwdriver there, puts it under a towel, Spider-Man's his way off the top of a building, runs across campus with the gun apparently under a towel. Nobody sees this. He runs into the woods, puts the gun back together again without the screwdriver. He's a regular MacGyver, this guy. And then he hides the gun in the backyard of a house owned by Palantir. And if you think anything else besides that, you're a crazy Jew-hating conspiracy nut.
That's exactly Jimmy! Absolutely. But it gets even better. Did you see this one? This is a guy, I want to say, who hired Blakey to do this? Have you seen Blake? Blake's the kind of guy that if you're sitting there and put it this way, if you're like in the old days when you're at a stoplight and you see this guy next to you, you'll reach over and lock your door. Check this guy out. And also listen to the woman who was, I guess, enlisted to listen to him. Listen to her less than exuberant version of this.
Them to be singled out for incredibly nasty attacks.
Let me try this again. Sorry about that.
And entirely.
Look at her face. Look at the face. Less than an interest. Now watch this.
Of that, for them to be singled out for incredibly nasty attacks. And there was a comparison that we made when we were making that initial response that so much of what was said and done.
Now watch, you're telling her in the IFB, would you please react? I know this is a guy as dumb as rocks. Thank you, Living Crazy. I know he's dumb. I know this is crazy. But would you at least give us an or something, please?
So similar to what the worst people in Antifa do, where they take this real delight in tormenting people. And I just have to say, for a lot of them, there clearly was not an interest in seeking the truth, as they would say.
Right. Yeah. What is he talking about?
There clearly was, for some people, an element that they enjoyed hurting people, and they liked to find an excuse to do that.
Yeah.
And that's something...
Yeah. I got a yeah and a Okay, watch it.
Common on the left. There's a line, I can't remember who said it, but there are a few things more intoxicating than to be told that you can do cruelty to someone and it's morally righteous to do so. And the left loves to do that. That they'll find.
She's just, yeah. Don't say, Imagine that. No shit. Right.
Cause that is their justification to victimize and bully and persecute people. And it's unfortunate to see that come out of this tragedy. And so many good things have come out as well. The revive.
Good things have come out of this tragedy? What was that?
That we've all seen. The people who's seen all the people come out whose lives were transformed by Charlie. That's the good thing. And they
come out of the tragedy? What?
Outweighs the bad, but the bad is still there.
Why is this Jadrul see, who says he's good? This Blakey's good. Why? Why is he doing this? And he comes across. I'm just saying. All right? What is with this hair? Doesn't matter. This is the truth coming out. This is like one of those sun eruptions. It's the truth. Now, here's a show which normally I think is just absolutely retarded. Patrick Bet-David, absolutely, I think he's retarded. And he's got some guy with him who's Adam or somebody really retarded. But every now and then, like in the case of Newsmax, people realize, we got to say something. Candace is right? Yeah. We got to do something. If we don't jump in now, it looks like we're too late. So watch what happens. Watch this.
But man, that's an exit wound from the front.
Oh, again! Are you here? How many times have you heard exit wound today? You heard the general, you're the guy who killed Bin Laden, and then you got this guy. I'm sorry, I don't know who he is. I'm sorry. This is from the PBD, Patrick Bet-David show. But listen to what he's saying. One more time. Exit wound.
But man, that's an exit wound from the front.
If it's an exit wound, that means it's nothing coming from the front, and that means that Tyler Robinson is the patsy and he had nothing to do with it. Okay?
That's my opinion.
Yes.
Based on the folks that I'm watching who are experts in these kind of forensics.
Now, what are these things behind them? What are those, like little cigar lockers? There's a lot of people sign their names. What are those? They got their keys. Do you put your personal? It's just like a gym where you put your change of clothes. I always wonder, what is that behind there?
The question is, how do you get that kind of a wound?
Vinny. I'm with Tom 100%. They're claiming, this is the FBI and everybody, that it was the 30-06.
Now, this looks more like, Patrick's brother or something. He even has that accent. You know what I mean? I don't know who this fella is. I don't watch this show, but listen to this. This is very interesting.
It was not a 30-06. The official narrative is not official. And this guy is just another, and I get 100%, it looks like an earpiece, but from anybody that shot guns and knows about this type of thing, that if it was a 30-06, it would have been a completely, it would have been disgusting. It would have been a lot worse than what you guys saw, number one. Number two, all this footage.
Disgusting.
Just camera phones sucked in and it's blurry. The main footage is the HD camera that was sitting behind Charlie shooting down, capturing him and the entire crowd. But somebody from Turning Point grabbed it, was all sneaky with it, put it in a hat and give it to another guy that ran off and was supposed to just take their word that this guy handed it off after he looked at it and gave it to the FBI.
And if this moron understands it, anybody can understand it. We have not hit critical mass. We have broken the blood-brain barrier. We have broke across the Maginot Line. We have hit the Mason-Dixon line. We have hit that firewall. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you aware of this? Do you understand what's going on here? It's a new day. It's a new way. Everything's changed.
Sorry, I don't believe the official narrative.
You called the school. What happened
yesterday? I called, and Amanda was with me. She recorded.
Imagine getting that call from this guy. Who is this? Some nut on the phone. Who is this guy? Sounds like Patrick Bet-David's brother, but not as goofy. Listen to this.
I called UVU. And I called to the main desk and I said, hey,
desk.
I'm with such and such. I made up a thing and I said, I'm trying to find out if you guys, because the construction that's happening right now is unbelievable. It doesn't even look like what it is right now, okay? Doesn't make sense. I said, who do I talk to? You guys just had, and I apologize, you guys had the biggest assassination since JFK on your campus. Was there scheduled construction on the exact site where this happened? Can you comment on that? He goes, let me direct you to the right place. Your conversations, you're typing
the main desk,
like maintenance or something like that. And there's a female that picks up, and I go, hey, I'm so and so with media. I go, I'm just curious. Did you guys have construction set up? Whispering, talking to I can't talk to you about that. I go, no, hold on one second. I don't need information about the shooting or nothing like that. Did you guys have scheduled maintenance? Because I would assume that if it's an assassination at this magnitude, you would leave the crime scene for potential bullets, potential fragments, other things to recreate in the scene. There's stuff in that ceiling, that overhead, Pat.
That thing gets past this guy. I think if this was an assassination, you probably want to keep the scene. I'm just saying, very sharp, very sharp.
There's cameras. There's an opening that you could get in there. I'm like, how is this normal? Who made the decision? I can't say anything. Let me give you the information to our VP of Strategic and Communications Management. I called her 3 times. I don't want to say her name. I called 3 times. Nobody picked up, and I left the message. I'm just trying to figure out with this type of magnitude. And you know what's insane? For how many minutes after, not one police officer went there and secured the crime scene. I've watched multiple videos. I've watched aftermath of videos. I saw people coming and stealing hats off the truck and throwing them. Some guy's like, what the hell are you doing? There's no way this type of cover-up, and the fact that when you
that's a fact that law enforcement should have shown up and taped the scene.
Why didn't they?
And you know what's crazy?
Just like Butler.
They were there, though. I don't know, but you know what's crazy, Pat? I saw a cop. One cop basically had his gun drawn while they were bringing Charlie, God rest his soul, to the vehicle. Your job, bro, is to go. This idiot, and by the way, Candace yesterday was talking about this guy, Pat. She knows him. She goes, never has this guy ever been around when we were on tour.
This who? Back up a second and say who we're talking about.
The guy with the camera that was taking the SD card out.
Who stood on the chair.
Think about this, guys. It's a crime scene. You're moving the chair that he was shot. There's probably evidence in there if there was, God forbid, a bullet in there. He's climbing up there, moving everything, and nobody's saying anything?
It's true.
Common sense 101.
Yes.
You're touching the crime scene. That's the main event. That camera has everything. Okay, and I'm sorry. People are like, who do you trust? Get Israel, get all that out of there. The way that it was handled and the fact that his friends and everybody else have just moved on and they're worrying about Turning Point does not sit with me, well, Pat. And I'm talking about my mom. I'm talking about people from all walks of life are like, something doesn't feel right. My mom, my aunt, my cousins, my friends. I'm having messages from people that I haven't talked to in years that are like, I know I watched the show and everything. They go, none of us feel like what we're being told is the truth. Not with Tyler, not with none of it is adding up. The boyfriends disappeared. Now they're trying to say that Tyler didn't even step foot on the campus that day.
What do you think is going to end up happening?
Good, Patrick.
Just like every single time, PBD, they always get away with it. Evil on this sense, they get away with it.
He's right.
We're almost 3 weeks into it, I know some of her points are a little out there. She's the only one. Nobody from their side is asking questions like this. If you were my friend, Pat, and I died, I would want you to be like, what?
That man, I don't know who he is. I'm sorry, I should. But he sounds like Patrick's brother or something. He's absolutely spot on. Denise says, well, I know this is the absolute best validation I've seen of the Candace, Barron, you, and the rest have said from day one, we are not morons. Absolutely. And sometimes, I don't mean to be mean, but you need a moron to say, this doesn't make any sense. Listen, this is something which is very important. I include you in this. And whether it's this, whether it's Gaza, whether it's World War II, whether it's Watergate, whether it's whatever event has happened, people act as though they can do what they want and you don't know anything. So anyway, here comes Candace. They did everything. They threw everything at her. Except the truth. Except not validating what you're saying. I want this thing. I want to do this one time with you because the 9/11 stuff is probably the greatest example. This is a tutorial. You can't believe what happened. It will take historians for us, whether it's this, whether it's the Vietnam War, whether it's whatever it is, to go back and say, let's start off and watch what we saw. Lee Harvey Oswald be the assassin, the suspected assassin of the President of the United States, is walked out with all these people. Jack Rubenstein, who was a mobster in New Orleans, or in the Dallas, but also under the tutelage, under the control, under the aegis of Carlos Marcello from New Orleans. He walks through and shoots him. By the way, point blank shot. Could have easily missed him. It was a gut shot and got him. We don't know if there was anything special in that. I mean, that was a hell of a shot, and he dies. And the reason why, that's right, the reason why is because he wanted to protect, he actually said this, he wanted to keep Jackie Kennedy from having to testify. What does this mean? So people would say, what? Yes, that's it. That's it. That's the reason. That's the reason. And at the time, people are going to say, wait a minute, what? You're going to be watching one day. There's going to come a time when you're going to be talking to your grandchildren. You're going to say, now watch this. These are the buildings. Look at this first one. It's never happened in the history of world. Building 3 later on, Building 7 rather, 5:20 p.m. And it makes that noise too, and it drops in free fall, meaning there's no resistance. There's no resistance. Look at this. Living Crazy said, I'm Cuban, Lionel, and they show Lyman Head maroon sign. Oh yeah, at UVU that day, and had on a maroon shirt. You're right. Óyeme, muchísimas gracias. Me cago en coño su madre. That's what I have to say. And by the way, Cubans will know what I just said. You've got to be a come mierda to believe this. Okay? But thank you. But this at the time, I'm saying, what are you doing? I have been saying, I know you're sick of this because I've been doing this for this long because I'm not an idiot. I said, what are they spraying? What are you talking about? They're spraying something. Who's spraying something? They are. Who are they? In the sky? I don't know what this stuff is. They're spraying something. Oh, that's condensation. It's not condensation. It's not water vapor. Are you an idiot? What is the matter with you? How can you possibly not understand what it is? My friend Anthony Cumia, first time he and I talked, he said, I think this, it's come on, it's water vapor. I said, oh yeah. He came around, and everybody else now. And then it was so bad, it was so obvious that they even came forward and said, and you can go online and look up geoengineering, and today it's understood. So Candace Owens comes along, and she said, with all due respect, she was the only one gutsy enough to say it. She said, this is bullshit. She didn't say it like that per se, but that's what she was saying. She said, this stuff doesn't make any sense. Oh, there she is. She's so crazy. And how many times do people say, she's nuts, she's crazy, she's a lunatic, she's evil, she's evil. Evil. What is she evil about? Daring to say this. Why is she evil? She's demonic. Wait a minute. Why is she demonic? I don't know. People just love to hate. It's part of the scrum. And for the longest time, we're listening to this. When Gaza was happening, people said, you can't do this. Oh, there you go. What are you, nuts? Never, ever, 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 ever question your gut feeling. It may not be right. It may not be right. But don't question your gut. Don't question what you know to be true. And also, we don't know why. We don't know the specifics. We will never know. Okay, what was it? Is the medical examiner, you found gun fragments? You found what? Ballistics? Did somebody hand this to you? Did somebody say, do you want to retire or not? Stick with us and say this. This is your government. We're ordering you. They did this in Dallas. I'm not saying it happened, but could it happen? You're damn right. Look at Princess Di. They said that Henri Paul, her driver, was drunk. Not at all. His blood alcohol level, this I know, he would have been blotto. And somebody said he wasn't drunk at all. Remember something. And I want you to understand the mechanism of how we think. It's very important, all right? Listen to me carefully. And if you know what's wrong with my hair, please call me at 800-224-223. What the fuck's wrong with your hair? Anyway, there's a Marshall McLuhan said that little lies are hard to keep secret. Little lies get out. But big lies are easy because of our incredulity. Why? Because the stories are so wild. The stories are so, for you to even get near them, you don't even want to get there. Cover-ups, hit teams, Charlie targeted in front of people. They could have just as easily just. The ATF, you're right about this. The ATF said it was inconclusive. So what they want you to do is simply this. All you want to do is simply say, no. I want you to try this. For example, you ever go to a sampling menu? You ever go to this? If you ever get the chance, it's great. A friend of mine owns a restaurant. He said, you want to come to a sampling thing? So you're trying things out. And you say, what is this? And you go, nah. No. Okay, fine. Take it off the menu. Not, well, why don't you like it? Doesn't matter why. I don't like it. I'm a customer. I'm not going to order this. Yeah, but why? I don't like this. Or, I love this. Well, that's actually not very good for you. I don't care. When something doesn't make sense to you, let me ask you something. Is there one thing that makes sense about this? Tell me one thing. Tell me one part of the official narrative that makes sense. Tell me one part of the official narrative that makes sense. Tell me one part of the official narrative that makes sense. Tell me. Tell me one thing. Tell me. Tell me anything about this. Tell me one thing about the official narrative that makes sense. Tell me. Tell me one person who has ever officially and correctly deflected or destroyed something that Candace said. Tell me. What am I missing here? What are we debating? They bring out these little twinks. They come out and they sit around. They go, I think it's Candace. They go, who are you? What's your theory? I don't have a theory. I'm just going to call her demonic. And that's what they do. And then you get this Lara Trump. Lara, you should be ashamed of yourself. Don't you have any? You don't need to do this. You're the wife of a billionaire. What are you doing? Don't you want to be loved? Nobody's ever going to ever, and I mean this, nobody's ever going to go out of the, nobody's ever going to applaud you for this. Why do people do it? Alex Jones, and I know people don't talk, Alex Jones was here before anybody. I mean, there were some people before, Mark Lane in the 60s, but Alex Jones came in, he talked about everything. He talked about gay frogs. He talked one time, and I forget this, it was about people in your cable box being able to listen to you, about microphones in your laptops, and they said, you're crazy, you're out of your mind. He's not crazy, because things make sense. And some things don't make sense. Do not ever be apart. Do not ever be embarrassed to tell the truth. Let me say something. God bless Candace Owens. She doesn't need to do this. Her old man, they got money from whatever it is. She's living comfortably. She's got a beautiful family. She doesn't need this bullshit. She doesn't need it. Can you imagine what she doesn't tell you? What can't tell you? The threats, the nuts. Did you hear what happened on the Today Show? Some guy walked onto the set of the Today Show looking for Al Roker. Who the hell cares about Al Roker? Al Roker is irrelevant. And Savannah Guthrie freaked out and took off. Security. Al Roker? If Al Roker's got to worry about whatever, you don't know what. Think about what Candace has been through. Think about this. Why does she do this? Why does she do it? And what about Barron? Why does Barron put up with this? What is he? Seriously, he's got a family. He's a good guy. Does he need this shit? What does he need this for? Why? And look at Ian. I hope he's doing well. I think he is, but there was some health thing. It's got to take its toll on you. And there are people who are standing in line wanting to do it because we are committed to the truth. Oh, tinfoil hat. Ms. Dennis says, did you miss your super chat? I think I did. Because I'm a jadrul. I'm Cuban. I know, did you miss your tinfoil hat? Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. You're so sweet. But pardon me. I live 7 houses. Wow, from Tyler's parents' house in Utah. No joke. I am vocal on super chats on Barron's and others' channels. A stranger walked into our house this morning. I will send you the details after. Dear God. Well, walked in and did what? Let me tell you something. It is, we are not going to be dissuaded. We are not going to be affected by this. We are not going to do this. We are not. Our good friend, very special, says, late to the chat, don't we all know where we were on 9/11? 9/11, 40 under? Not adding up Blake? Oh, absolutely. Blake and these TPUSA, Kolvet and Neff and all this, and oh my God. You want to take on Tyler? You want to take on Candace? And it's so easy. Let me tell you something right now. Listen to me carefully. Hypothetically. All right, so watch this. You ready for this? Watch this. Let's go to Times Square. If I could put on and let's make it even easier. Let's say we put on a fake crime scene, a fake assassination. It's not real, but people think it is, okay? We have Hollywood, technicians or whatever it was. Okay, we do it. And then what happens is we have people taking pictures. Now you saw it. There it is. Here's the guy. Somebody walks up, bang. In front of everybody. Okay? Watch what happens. They all take pictures of it. Let's assume it's an event where we know everybody's watching it. So let's say it's an award ceremony. And I know hypothetically this is crazy, but it's a thought experiment. And now that you know everybody's watching and taking pictures, we do this fake crime scene. Now, it's open and shut. This one, within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, somebody somewhere, without any outside effort, force, will say it didn't happen. It's the Jews, it's Israel, it's the CIA, it's Putin, it's the leftists, it's they will do this on their own. They will do it. You don't have to do anything. You just had it in front of people, and look what happens. Joey said, Lionel, have you seen the documentary Rush to Judgment? It was censored over 50 years, and now on the Apple TV, Oswald's would-be defense lawyer made it. Oh, yes. I have done this to the point where I don't even know where to stay. In any event, there's something that is weird. There's something that is so strange. There is something that we have to understand. Tinfoil says, look for it in an hour. What is the best way to send? Oh, always send something. The best is at Lionel@LionelMedia.com. 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 Best way. Goes right to me. No team. I'm the team. How can something so absolutely... By the way, who are the trolls? Where are the trolls? Tell me where the trolls are. Trolls out today? Come on. Where are they? Where are the trolls? Bring on the trolls. I love them. They're no good. They're no good. They don't know. They're no good. We don't need them. We need trolls. I need somebody. Trolls help us. Trolls help us. You understand? There's something that it's human nature. There are some people who say, I don't believe it. There are people who just don't ever absent themselves. Like, would you please just observe something? Would you please observe something? If somebody says, I saw a spaceship in the backyard. Well, it wasn't a spaceship. Actually, it was a vitamin deficiency. It was Venus. It was swamp gas. You're crazy. You're full of shit. I say, wait a minute. Why are you doing this? Why? Why are you doing this? What whisper? Somebody was saying to him one time, "You're not going to believe it. This happened, and we all prayed, and by God, it was a miraculous recovery. It's a miracle. It's God." No, it's not. Why isn't it God? Wait a minute. Why can't it be God? It might not be, but why are you starting off with the premise that it's not God? Open to all possibilities. When somebody came up with the idea of the electron, somebody said, "You're out of your mind. A little electron? What?" Open your mind. Open your heart. Ask yourself, does this make sense to you? When your kid comes home with some half-baked bite, where were you? What's going on? If you've ever had a spouse, if you've ever been involved in some kind of chicanery, you know and I know. Wait a minute. Here we go. You know and I know that you're saying, "I don't buy this story. It doesn't make any sense to me." That's all we're doing right now. Let me just say something. Damn it, God bless Candace Owens and everybody else in there, and you. You're on a Saturday afternoon. And what are you doing? You're fine. You're here, not because you're bored, not because you have no friends. No, but because you find this fascinating. You are addicted to the truth. You want it. Deep down inside, I didn't know Charlie. I don't know any of these people. Doesn't mean anything. Charlie was a good man, I think, who married this one of the most backstabbing. I'm sorry that her husband died, but Erica Kirk is just absolutely. She is so full of shit. It's not even funny, and we are awash in this. And Lara Trump, I don't know why. I thought you were the smart one. I thought Ivanka, I could get this, but are you not following what's happening? For you to weigh in like this? We will not be deterred. We will not be in any way deterred. Don't be a turd. You're a turd. We will not be deterred or the turd. We will not be deterred. We will not be redirected. This is not prestidigitation. We're not going to do this. We're not going anywhere. You can't buy us. You can't buy us. We can't. And when you have Neff and Kolvet, do you understand how stupid you are? And by the way, this is history. History will indelibly record this. And Blakey and all these people have to live for this for the rest of their lives. And we will be here forever, emblazoned, kind of like that Mark 7, the old dragnet, we will be forever in posterity. We will always be the people who were there. We never gave up. We never gave up. And we turned to each other. And people laughed at us. People, okay, whatever. But we're right. And the moment we're wrong, we will tell you. If we're wrong, we say, "Damn it, we will tell you we are wrong." But we're not wrong. And the evidence is here. And what I'm trying to do is I want to show you this. And when you see it, when you get done watching this, tell others, bring people along. They're going to be saying, "I can't believe it. Why are we even discussing this? I don't know." But Newsmax, whoa. I've got a lot of respect for the sniper killer and that general dude. God bless him. They said exactly right. And even this maroon on Patrick Bet-David, he's got it. Sometimes we have this expression in the South. You've heard it. That dog don't hunt. It doesn't make any sense. Yoda Duck says, "Lionel, a U.S. Army Hades plane capable of deploying drones flew slow and low twice near UVU before, after the event, and drones on film at Kirk killing." Interesting. Thank you. Let's see what happens. Interesting. There was a plane that was seen on 9/11 near Shanksville. Most probably where the Shanksville plane was blown up. Why? Because this debris field was found 8 miles away in Indian Lake in New Baltimore. And I mean, there was a jet and all that. So we see these things. So that deserves to be followed up. Do me a favor. Don't just jump and say, it was a drone and it was Israel. Just don't fill in the blanks yet. Just massage the facts first, and then we'll work this up. So let me say something to you. God bless you. Bless your spirit. Bless your heart. Bless your guts. Bless the fact that you're not going anywhere. Bless the fact that you are unabashed, unashamed, unembarrassed, unmoved by the fact that you're not buying any of this bullshit. It is that simple. Simple. We're not asking for, I didn't ask for permission. I didn't ask you whether I can or can't do this. Stop it. And the word conspiracy theorist is going to go the way of anti-Semite. It's been used with such frequency and with such deliberate overuse that you've liquidated it, you've minimized it, you've diluted it, we've habituated to it. We don't even know it anymore. It doesn't make any, it means nothing. It's like a fad, it's an expression that's gone away. So hats off to you. So what I want you to do is simply this. Number one, make sure you are subscribed. Support our channel. We support each other. You have no idea how many people think they can control me. This is, why are you talking about Candace Owens? Because that's the most goddamn interesting thing in the world. I don't want to talk about the Strait of Hormuz. I don't want to talk about it. You're not saying anything. You're saying what you know. Well, I talk about something that's more important. What is it? Tell me something new. Well, there's something new. And then do me a favor. Call me when you find something new. This thing changes by the minute. By the minute. Yesterday's news is old. And what I want to do is have you ever noticed something? Have you ever taken a walk in your neighborhood? You ever do this? You and your husband or wife or a friend will go, let's walk around. You go, how long has this been here? Is this 30 years? I've never seen this ever. Why? Because I never walk by. I drive by. I don't really notice it. Well, when you look at the facts of this case, you'll stop and say, I never realized how screwed up this Blake Neff is. I know. Was he always like this? Yes. Really? Yes. Huh. It takes sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 times to make you know what's going on. And Candace Owens, in my book, is top shelf. Top shelf. Period. I'm not going to apologize to anybody. But it's not. How do I say it? Yeah, it is Candace Owens certainly. But it's the facts that she's saying. It's the facts that she assiduously repeats and reviews. So in any event, my friends, I thank you. We've been doing this an hour and a half, and that's for you. You might be saying, why does she fart? This is a hand fart. This is the way I say I love you. Is it crude? Yes. Is it childish? Yes, most definitely. Is it jejune, sophomore, puerile? Yeah. Dumb? Yeah. Childish? Babyfied? Yeah. Gross? Absolutely. Funny? You betcha. Because you know you love it. You know, oh yeah. Think about this. If you could do this during moments of intimacy, physicals, going to the dentist. Oh yeah. Because I want you to understand something. When you're with me, we have fun. I make my case, sometimes, all due respect, maybe better than some people because I'm showing you the absurdity of it. Even the woman who was doing what the fuck is this about? What? Brunhilde, who is this? What is going on here? This story is nuts. It's crazy. And that's what I'm doing here, to point out how nuts it is. Don't forget what Hunter Thompson says, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. And baby, we have turned pro. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please subscribe. Make sure you are subscribed. Double check. If you're not subscribed, I need the subs. We need to put ourselves in the HOV lane. Also, like this video. I'm going to have questions for you. I want to talk about this, review this, talk about it. It's the greatest thing. Support Candace. Support everybody. Support all of us who support her, but who support the truth. Please do me a favor. My wife, Lynn's Warriors, on YouTube, she is doing everything. She is busting her chops, as it were, doing everything that she can to make sure people are aware of what's going on. Very special, says, by the way, one more fart on TPUSA. Oh, this is for you. TPUSA, that's for you. Now you want something deeper, something wet. There we go. That's the scary one. If you've ever been in a movie theater and I'm behind you and I lean over right behind your ear, have you ever heard this behind your ear? Because you're imagining, if you look back, what am I going to see there? What am I going to see? I'm going to look and I'm going to see this. In any event, thank you, my friends. Please follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Also, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. I did one the other day on Lindsey Graham. Oh, they got so pissed off. It was wonderful. Because this guy, what a joke this guy is. Or they're debating whether he was gay. Not that it matters, but come on. If he can't even tell us the truth as to the obvious, why is he going to tell us anything else? There's the link. Sign up for that. All right, my friends, I love you. By the way, tonight we'll do it again. I don't know, 6, 7. Who the hell knows? I have no idea. But we're going to do it. I love you. Didn't you have fun? Didn't you have fun? This is fun. This is what it's all about, my friend. Because we're all in this together, brother. As a great Cam Fong as Chin Ho said. All right, my friends. See you later. I love you. Don't forget, Monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.